Alright, so today we're going to learn how to make a kite. Simple way to do it. And these are all the things you would need. 2 lengths of stick. I use the stem of a coconut branch that will be used to make the bow like this.
If your mother bed sheet.
4 squares that will go in the corners here.
If your mother bed sheet, keep up on the flower. You have to make it sound interesting. If your neighbor coconut branch.
Glue stick, thread, scissors, and some extra pieces that I'll explain later on. So let's do it quickly. In a piece of Bristol board or paper, anyone that you use, I need these 4 sides to be equal. You bend it like this to make sure that all sides are equal. Perfect square. So what we're going to do first, is that we measure the length of the middle of the square with the sticks. You mustn't go beyond the edge of it. In this instance I'm using, let's use 2. I'll use 3 pieces. Take the thread, and you bind them together. Just tying the top securely. Just twisting the thread all the way down until all is combined. Do the same thing at the other end. Just secure it so that it doesn't unravel. Just tie a knot at the end to make sure it doesn't come out. The extra pieces. Alright, let's do this side. Right? And then we're going to make the bow for the kite. Now this is the 2 lengths of the what we call coquille stick, or the stem of the coconut branch. Alright, so I just put 2 of them have thick ends. I'm going to just reverse it. So one has a thick end, one has a thin end. And we're doing the same thing like what we did with the part for the middle. We secure it at the end. We just secure it all the way around by passing the thread all the way around it until it's tight, it's not loose. But in this instance, we're going to secure it at the end. Let's come a little closer. And we're just going to pass the thread through the middle of the both sticks, like that. Right through the middle, and then we're going to bend the bow like this. Not too much so that it breaks. So the bow just goes. Watch carefully how we're going to put the bow. We just measure the bow. I have already cut it and measured it. So you may still need to measure yours. And it goes over the straight piece. It's like a little bow and arrow that you're making. Right? And make sure that it touches like the middle of the paper. So you have an idea. They're coming all the way across. And just tighten it a little, just about 2 turns, because you may need to loosen it a little bit. I need to loosen mine just a little. Right, that's just about perfect. the extra piece and you tie it securely so that it doesn't come out. So this is what it should start looking like. So what we've done is that we've cut 4 square pieces like this in any color that you want. I did it in orange just to give the kite a little brightness in the sky, and we've placed them at the 4 corners of where the compass is. Right? So you see I've already done 3. I'm just going to place the last one, and that is really for the main purpose of holding the compass in place so that it doesn't move when it goes up into the air and the high winds start to beat up on the kite. So it's really for reinforcement, but you can also add some color to it to make it look a little more outstanding in the sky. Alright, so this is the front of the kite. What I've done is that I've cut another strip of Bristol board, same material as the kite, and I've stuck it along this edge here of the kite, but to the back of it. Alright, so that's what it should look like. And this is really for decoration and the noise that the kite will make when you pull up on it. It should make a very loud noise. Make it very outstanding among the other kites around.
Flap.
It's called a flap. Alright, so I'm just sticking it along the edge. I'm just cutting off this extra piece here, no need for this. What we're going to do now is also add some more flaps, but on the bow itself, the string of the bow. And that should also help for decoration and noise making. Right. So what I did is I cut a strip of piece of paper, bend it in half, and cut it all the way up, probably about 9/10 of the way up. Right, so it should look like this when you open it up. There's the glue here. So I'm just gonna put it over the string, and you can put as much as you want, different colors, different sizes. And I'm putting 4 pieces, which should be enough. What we're going to do now, we're going to make the compass of the kite, which is one of the most important things. So what I did is I cut a long piece of thread, which I'm going to double. Right, make sure your thread has to be very strong. I'm going to double it, tie the loose end, and just put it aside for a moment. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the back of the kite. Right, this is the side that will be facing you when you're flying. We're going to put 2 holes to the top of the kite. Not too far up to the top, just about here should be good. Okay, there. Alright. Make sure the kite doesn't rip to the edges. Right, so I'm going to put one here and one about here. Right. And then we're going to put one to the bottom of the kite as well. Alright, so there's the front, there's the back of the kite. So we're gonna, when you want the hole to come up like about here, right, about here. I'm going to actually do it from this side. Gonna be a little thick. Alright, let's see all the way through. We're going to take the thread now. Pass it the back at the back of the kite. Thread the back to the hole to the top. Pass it through the other hole. Let's tie it now with a little loose. Tie it tight, leave a little extra piece just in case. You can always cut it out after. Alright, to go to the other end of the thread. And do the same thing. Pass it through the holes. If you get in trouble, just use the scissors to assist you. And on the now this is the top of the kite, this is the bottom. Alright. Just to show you, this is the top here, bottom, top, bottom. So the bottom part of the thread, after you pass it through, you're going to leave a little extra long piece. Reason being is that the tail of the kite has to be tied onto it. Alright, so this is the part here that the tail will be on. So let's go straight into the compass. This is what the kite should look like now. You have this string here, which is tied to the top and the bottom. What you're going to do is that you're going to just grab two pieces and hold it like this. And you're going to have a little triangle effect going on there. This part may take you a little while to master. So if the kite doesn't go up the first time, the problem could either be your compass is wrong or the tail is either too long or too short. So you can have your compass looking something like this, or probably something like this. Depending on how your compass is, it will depend on, it will define what the kite will do. Either the kite will go up straight, it will duck from side to side, it will go up and down. So your compass could look something like this. Right? You want to tie a knot right at that spot there. Now even this will take a little practice to learn. So I'm still holding the spot where I wanted the knot tied. And then I release. So that should work. If it doesn't work, we'll tie it over again. So your kite is already taking formation. So I have the tail here now, which I've already cut out. I've used an old jersey and you cut it into strips. Probably all the way along the jersey. I've done one long length all around the jersey. You could cut pieces of cloth and join them together, it doesn't really matter. Some people use paper, some people use cloth. If you use paper, you're going to use a lot more paper to balance the head of the kite with the tail. You're just going to tie a knot. You can either tie it like this around the thread and then shorten it. That I don't like that because sometimes it takes too much weight onto the kite and the tail ends up bursting it. So I I use the tail and the string as one. And tie it as close to the kite as possible. Make sure and tie this very securely, because if the tail falls off, your kite is definitely coming down. You have it, that's your kite. Well, one more thing, this is your thread that I've taken from off the spool. Put it onto this. The reason is so that when the kite goes up and the wind starts to pull on it, you can hold it like this instead of pulling the thread itself, because the thread is gonna be very strong. It could cut your hand. So I like to use this, a wool bottle, tie it around. You have the compass, tie the spool of thread onto the compass. Tie it on very securely. A couple times if you want. Yeah. Seems to be strong enough. That's a kite. So let's go outside and see if it works. Before I forget, we have one last part to stick down, which is in front of the kite. Now the compass is going to be looking a little loose, right? Make sure all your squares are down properly and that the compass is not coming out. If it is, make sure to stick it on. But this part, you also have to stick it on. You can either use a piece of thread to stick it on, bore two holes like what we did here and here, and tie a string around it, or you can use another triangle piece or square piece.
Wait, you need got one there?
Yeah.
Yeah, the keys?
They catch me on that trip on that. Hey, I'll make you.
That's what I'm gonna say. See, good thing it didn't have one.
Eh?
Good thing it didn't have one.
Yeah. Didn't move breeze out here. or the breeze is blowing? The breeze is blowing down.
Breeze barely blowing. Going that way? Barely blowing.
You have to get up the same.